Saint Maximin,
Trossard,
Harrison,
WARD-PROWSE,
Sinisterra.
Aronson.
Marrku, last game week we discussed about double Chelsea defense. We discussed about Rodrigo versus Gross, and we also discussed about the captaincy. So I guess our captaincy has kind of worked. What about Rodrigo? You have Rodrigo or Gross from last week?
I had neither one of them, but
Oh, okay. I think the core discussion today will be about his replacements. You had a pretty good game week. Your rank is 75,000. Has it ever been a better start from this, like this?
well, last season when I got my best finish ever, I finished 123rd. I think I had a even better start than now, but otherwise I think this is the second best start I've ever had. So I'm very happy at how things are going right now.
All right, let's straight away look at the fixtures now. Obviously, a few changes we can see now as compared to the last two game weeks. Ticker, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, Leicester. So all the big teams have now gone down, obviously, because they were ruling the ticker chart the first 5 to 6 game weeks. Well, which team are you really looking forward to in terms of looking at their assets?
Well, Newcastle, of course, it's on top of the ticker. One option for me personally is Kieran Trippier from Newcastle, and they're on top of the ticker. So I think he could be a good option for me. That's the first one that comes to mind. I'll probably be wildcarding game week 9, so I'm personally more interested in, let's say, next 3 game weeks rather than next 5 or more.
Correct.
So looking at Brighton has fallen quite a lot in the ticker, mainly because they have Liverpool and Spurs in game week 9 and 10. But if you look at their fixtures, they have Leicester, Bournemouth, and Crystal Palace next 3.
Yeah. You can attack all these 3.
Yeah. So if you're with the same strategy that I am, then Brighton is still very good.
From that perspective, people who want to do a wildcard by game week 9, Nottingham Forest, this is the time to play Neco Williams all the 3 games. Bournemouth, Leeds, and Fulham. They might get a play. Next game definitely could be the one where you can get a haul. They can get a clean sheet looking at Bournemouth and how though Solanke has come back into the team, but things are not really ideal at Bournemouth. And I think the reason people started Neco Williams on the bench was because of the 6, 7, 8 fixtures.
And he actually had the 3rd best expected goal involvement from all defenders. Only Reece James and Trent are in front of him.
Yeah.
So he has whole potential in those games.
Especially at home.
All of those 3 games, yep.
Especially at home, they play very aggressive. Again, the game against Spurs, it was very unlucky not to get any return out of it. We discussed last time as well. There's a lot of congestion in fixtures now. There was a first game week, mid game week on Tuesdays and Wednesday. So we'll take a look at what's the rest time for a few teams between Tuesday, Wednesday fixtures and the weekend fixtures. Everton has literally one more day of rest as compared to Liverpool. Tottenham against Fulham. Tottenham has again 65.5 kind of rest time. Again, Fulham has one more day. West Ham has one less day. So Chelsea assets, West Ham though they had a good game against Spurs. Again, it was a very intensive game. Newcastle versus Crystal Palace. Newcastle at home, but they again one day less rest time. United versus Arsenal. This is the big game in the coming weekend. United is playing tonight, and then they play I think on Sunday. Or Saturday. They have one less day of rest. And then the last one, which I think really stands out, is Brighton versus Leicester. Brighton is playing at home, first of all. Obviously, they've played well at home this season till now. And they have literally double the rest time of what Leicester is getting. This is quite vital information.
Well, as you said, the Brighton actually stands out a lot. So if you're looking for, let's say, well, we're gonna be looking at Rodrigo replacements later, but from looking at this chart, Pascal Gross is looking really good.
So let's straight away get into the Rodrigo replacements. Obviously, these are the 9 replacements options that we thought we'll just throw these names out. Obviously, everyone knows Pascal Gross has been in the limelight for the last 5 game weeks. Just 2 blanks in 5 game weeks.
Yeah.
Harrison has had 3 assists, 1 goal. ASM, as in, I'm not sure he's going to be fit. He didn't play against Liverpool. So if he plays if he plays the next game, he's a good shout as well. And looking at the Newcastle fixtures, any other name apart from Pascal Gross? Because obviously he has been in the conversation since through 3 game weeks.
Sinisterra Sinisterra could be could be good actually. Now that Rodrigo is injured as well, so
Yeah,
he should
yeah.
be getting quite a lot of minutes as well, and he posted good stats in his first game starting, so I think he could be a good shout as well. And the other leads midfielders as well.
Yeah, Harrison is one. Yeah.
Yeah. Which one do you prefer, Harrison or Aronson?
Yes, I would go for Harrison just because he's on free kicks, he's on corners. Rodrigo obviously was the most advanced player in terms of positioning, but Harrison has been right up there as well. So I would definitely go for Harrison. He's played all 90. I think he has played all 90 minutes. If you see here, so this is obviously their stats in detail. Harrison has played 411 minutes. Pascal Gross has played all 90 minutes. I think most of the stats are better than Harrison. And Sinisterra, obviously, his minutes are 131. So obviously his stats look a little magnified because he scored a goal, I think, in the last game. I think Sinisterra is a good shout. 6.5. He's at 6.5. Harrison is 6.1. And Aronson is 5.5. Just because Aronson is 5.5 does not mean if you want to save 1 million and go for Aronson. Yes, he did score a goal against Chelsea, but I would still go for Harrison because I think gets he can give you points from more options than what Aronson can do.
Yeah, Aronson has better XG, but thing is the goal he scored against
exactly
Chelsea, that was pretty much
pretty much
XG of 1 pretty much.
Yeah, so that's
so it's a little bit, you have to also consider these things, not just look blindly at stats. So I would agree that I would go for Harrison. I think that he's the better pick of the two, but nothing wrong with going Aronson if you need the funds somewhere else. But if you don't, then I think Harrison is the better pick of the two.
Going back to Brighton, is Trossard now some kind of an option just because Rodrigo is gone and the price is the same? Obviously, people who have Pascal Gross, I don't know whether doubling up on Brighton midfielders is really a good idea. But if like somebody like me who does not have a Brighton attacker, Trossard, if you look at his penalty touches, much more than Gross. His numbers are obviously much better than Gross, but obviously Gross is given more attacking returns as of now.
Well, if you have Gross already, then I don't know if I would double up. But then again, if his numbers are good and his stats are good, then why not? Like, why should you care about the fact that they're playing in the same team? Of course, it's a little bit if their team's form falls off a cliff, then it's a little bit unfortunate. But otherwise, I don't know why you should really care about them playing the same team. If he's playing great, maybe I'm going to change my mind from what I said, and actually I could go there if his stats are looking good. Why not? And his fixtures are good, as we said, the next 3. So I think the double up is viable.
Especially as you said at the beginning, especially for people who are looking to wildcard after game week 8.
Yeah. It's a punt for like 3 game weeks. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah. Who would have thought we're talking about doubling up on Brighton attackers?
Well, I wouldn't have guessed it myself, but you never know with these things. What do you think about WARD-PROWSE? Personally, I'm not that keen. I feel like...
See, Southampton's fixtures, he's obviously their talisman, right? And
yeah.
Now, the interesting thing with Southampton is they tend to do, like we discussed last time about Brighton, they tend to start a season much better than how they usually end it, and they tend to do much. This happened last season as well. They did well against the big teams initially in the first 10 to 12 game weeks, and they've done the same right now. They beat Chelsea. I think they had a decent performance on away game as well. It's the teams which are around them or weaker than them that they can't seem to beat. That's the issue with them. So fixtures for them, fixture ticker for Southampton is very, very. It's otherwise, if people are playing, just if somebody's a really fixture manager, I think WARD-PROWSE is not a bad shot at all.
Personally, I think there are better options, so I wouldn't go there. Only if you feel like gambling a little bit and going a little bit different, then you can do that. But
he would get you 150 points in the season, but you don't know when to pick him. So
yeah, actually, if I can trust this, I went to the Fantasy Football Scout. They have this page of Premier League set piece takers, and according to their web page, they're saying that WARD-PROWSE is on penalties. So actually, if that's true, then that actually raises his stock quite a lot, I would say. If this if this is updated, this table, then I'd say that
Right.
WARD-PROWSE becomes suddenly a way more interesting option than I thought.
Eze from Crystal Palace. Now, if somebody does not want to go to Zaha at 7 million, I don't know, he's I think 7.1. People are holding on to an 8 million midfielder. They don't want to leave an 8 million midfielder and go down to 7, especially to Zaha. So Eze, do you think 5.5? He's looked really attacking. I think he has had 2 assists only. He has hit the woodwork as well twice. Newcastle, United, Brighton, Chelsea, Leeds. Not the easiest.
Yeah, for
not
me
really
it's a
the
no
easiest,
go.
but yeah.
Yeah, it's a no go for me. Like with those fixtures, I wouldn't go near him because there are better options with good fixtures, and I think it's a no go. I think
Right.
only one from Palace that I would consider is Zaha, if you can
Right.
stretch there, but I wouldn't go for Eze with those fixtures. Newcastle at home, when Newcastle playing home, they're great.
Yeah,
They're
correct.
playing Brighton, who are playing home, and Brighton at home, they're very good as well. And
United as well. Yeah.
United might be the only easy fixture there, but
Right.
otherwise it's tough.
So okay, if Saint Maximin is fit, and we all know his ex Lively figures are very high.
Yeah, they're always high. Yeah.
But he started well. If you were to get into Newcastle asset, would he be the one? Because he has played the second least minutes here, 340.
Yeah, if you get him in, you have to know that there's a good chance that he might
Yeah.
get injured. But otherwise, why not? They have good features, and he, as you said, he's looking very good. Just personally, for me, I prefer other options, but I wouldn't mind anyone taking him. Maybe if he's fit, he didn't play last game, he could be coming in fresh. He could be good differential option. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Crystal Palace is not the easiest fixture ever, but I
West
think
Ham
he could do
away
well.
as well. But when he is in a mood, he can score anything. His goal against Wolves was just fantastic.
Yeah, beautiful goal.
Whatever I have known about, whatever I watched him play, I don't even remember when he has scored a normal, simple goal.
They always have to be something special.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like he doesn't want to score normal.
Even the
goals.
assists, even the assists he gives is just outrageous. So that's the issue. That the consistency feeling is not there with him. So that's my only issue with him. Okay, one name which from Newcastle who has been playing regularly is Almiron at 5. But
he's
again,
very cheap, but I have no faith in him.
Yeah.
He hasn't really shown that he has the pedigree to do well in the Premier League. So I really have no faith.
And he's not the best asset from Newcastle.
Yeah, so I rather take Saint Maximin. Of course, there's a huge price difference, but if you're looking for Rodrigo replacements, I would say Saint Maximin is way better than Almiron.
Yeah,
I have no interest in Almiron, to be honest.
Let's rate. The names are Trossard, Harrison, Saint Maximin, and WARD-PROWSE.
Maybe Harrison first, Trossard, and then Saint Maximin and WARD-PROWSE.
I'll go for Trossard first. I think Maximin is a problem. Is again the minute. So I think Maximin will be 4th for me.
Yeah.
So I'll go Trossard, Harrison, WARD-PROWSE, and Maximin.
Trossard played some games as wingback as well. So
initially, yes, yeah.
Yeah. So those stats really don't.
Exactly.
They're not realistic on how he plays now. So you really have to. But still, even with him playing as a wingback on the first games or something like that, then his XG is still higher than Harrison's actually.
Correct.
So actually, it's pretty much a coin flip for me. Would I go for Harrison or Trossard? Maybe I'll change my answer. Actually, I might go Trossard first as well, because he shoots every 33 minutes and he shoots way more than Harrison. I think he has way better haul potential to score high points, and he has great fixtures. So I'm actually changing my answer a little bit. I'll go Trossard first as well, and Harrison.
Yeah, I think Trossard is a good shout. All right, so there are 2-3 critical questions now because of the congestion, rotation, and so on and so forth. First is Perisic, because you were Perisic owner. These are the next four fixtures for him. He played 90 minutes yesterday.
Yeah.
So that's a big one. That's a plus point as well, that he's fit enough to play 90 minutes. Conte thinks that he's fit enough to play 90 minutes. So, but yeah, these are the next 4 fixtures. Fulham home, then Marseille, Champions League. Again, the blue ones are the Champions League games. So 2 next are the home games. So that's like a positive news for Perisic owner. and then obviously Man City and Sporting away. What are your thoughts on Perisic?
Well, I really doubt that he's gonna start the Fulham game. So if no other information comes out, then I will sell him, I think. And of course, if there's no other burning transfers on that I should do, but for me, I will probably sell him unless there's some leaks or team news that he starts. Then of course I'll keep him, but I don't think he's gonna start. And
Right.
then after that it's City in Premier League. So I think it's better to get someone else. And of course it's a no-go. You should not get him in. That's for sure. Let's say you have someone like Neco Williams this game week. You could start him instead of Perisic. For me right now, I'm leaning towards either Trippier or Chelsea defender, probably Reece James, because I just sold him and I'm getting him back, I guess.
Okay, now let's get into the James one. So these are his 4 fixtures. West Ham home. We saw this table. West Ham. Okay, so West Ham is 1 day less rest as compared to Chelsea. So if Reece James is fit, but what I've seen with West Ham is even last year when they were playing Europa, David Moyes was hardly rotating the squad and managing both these competitions. They were still giving the best. It was not that they were leaking goals in one competition and not the other one. They were competing at very high level in both the competitions. And now they've done some major signings. They have spent a lot. So I'm not expecting it to be like a cakewalk for Chelsea. And Chelsea, anyways, they're not playing the best football as well.
Yeah.
You would expect Chelsea to now come back with strong reaction, because Neco Williams is kind of a must now for the next 3 games, and I don't want to have him, and I don't want to sell any other defender. But again, selling Reece James is also risky.
But when did you get Reece James? Because he's 6.1. So if you've had him since
I have him from beginning.
Yeah, so if he drops in price, it doesn't do anything for you.
Yeah.
You don't lose selling value at all, so you don't have to hurry. You can just wait. No way. If he's fit, I would no way sell him for Neco Williams. I think that's
right.
No way. Like Reece James, I think he's number 1 expected goal involvement, I believe.
Yeah, better than Trent.
Our league. Yeah, better than Trent. So if he's fit, he didn't play last game, and now he has West Ham at home, and West Ham haven't been that great, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I would never sell him for, like, no way. And if I were to sell one of the Chelsea defenders, you have Cucurella, right?
Yeah.
One. I would definitely sell Cucurella rather than James, because James is, I think, on another level compared to him, attacking wise. So
yeah, you can sell Cucurella and get Neco Williams.
Yeah, if you want to do that, then that's fine, but I would never sell James.
All right, now let's look at the Newcastle assets. Obviously, we saw them number 1 in the ticker list. We've already discussed about Saint Maximin and how volatile he is in terms of his returns and his play also. Now, these are the 4 fixtures for them. Obviously, 4th one, they don't have, as you said, they don't have any European competition. There is no Carabao Cup fixtures. So they have full rest after game week 6. But for game week 6, as we saw in the table, they only have 67.5 hours. One day less than Crystal Palace. They have faced City at home. They have faced Liverpool away. And these are the 2 worst fixtures you can get as a team.
Yeah.
And still their XG is 10th, which is not bad. They scored 3 goals against City. They blanked against an away game in Brighton. Brighton defense is good. And they have scored in all of the games. Their expected goal conceded, in spite of facing Liverpool and City, is at 7th. In the league right now. Would only expect this 7th to get better from here, looking at their fixtures. Is it Trippier the first and the only option where people should look at?
Actually, like the new guy in attack there,
ISAK.
Yeah, I think he could actually be very good. He had some issue, I believe.
Yeah, so he had a dead leg, and
that shouldn't be a big problem.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah, that
played
should be
only
a
60
big problem.
minutes. So,
yeah. And for next game week, according to FPL reviews model, anytime scorer data, it says he's 40% likely to score a goal anytime. Especially with Wilson, he's so fragile, and ISAK is gonna get minutes. So I think I actually like the idea of ISAK, maybe even more than, let's say, signed Maximin or someone else. But it's a little bit of a gamble, because
he's a
he has
7
one
million,
game. Yeah, he's 7 million, and he's only had one game in which he looked decent. He scored a goal
Right.
and against tough opponent, and also had another goal ruled out offside.
Newcastle at home and at St. James Park, they are super lively.
Yeah.
You know, the fans are right behind them, the stadium and everything. So there would be goals, and he could be right there. Wilson is only expected, as per FPL website, is only expected on 11 September. Another question to really think about is how does Eddie Howe really handle both of them together?
And yeah, it's a little bit of a gamble because we haven't seen them both fit, so we don't know how he's gonna play them. So
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a gamble, but I think he's gonna get at least 2 starts now, I believe, in a row.
It'll be awesome if ISAK can score a goal in the coming weekend.
Yeah, I would like as much as like shakeups as possible in the game, because it's a little bit boring now with everyone just having from the big teams.
Correct.
It's a little bit boring.